So hey everyone, I wanted to do another video to be able to kind of show you how the thought processes around debt in my family actually physically work. So we always go on a end of season trip, end of year trip. Don't want to tell you exactly when we're going because it's just not safe out here on the internet to be able to post all of that, but we always plan a trip. And we're in the process of planning that trip here now. We can spend money like drunken sailors. We can go into debt pretty darn easily as well too. Going into debt takes 10 minutes. Getting out of debt takes 10 years. So when we sit and look at a trip, we can't cruise right now. I'm ready to go cruising because I can get away from everybody on a cruise ship. I don't have to be sitting around with everybody on a cruise ship. Just don't have to do it. Don't like to do it. I can partake in the cruise in different ways. I can find different ways to be able to enjoy the cruise. I can be down on level 3 on the outside area of the cruise ship most of the time and just have a beautiful time. Read a great book. Just still drink my pina colada, or in my case, margarita. I can still do all of that. I don't have to be sitting with a great big group of people when I go to dinner. I can go get my dinner from the great big group of people and go away. There's lots of places to hide on a cruise ship. And you still go to all the beautiful places, and you can still get off and go walk around and go out and get away from people. But the other people that go on the trip with me are naturally drawn to people. Oh, let's go sit in this crowd. And as the folks in South Korea found out, hanging out with a bunch of people can be deadly. And it can be on a cruise ship as well too. So, and I've never been one to want to do what the crowd is doing. I've always been one to say, gee, if the crowd is over here, what's going on over there? It's just how I've naturally been. It's just, it's funner. If the crowd is on the main street, well, gee, what are these restaurants like on the secondary street or the third street? There's some beautiful local restaurants that the locals go to off the main drag. That's the fun thing about travel and experience and things. So in my family, we're planning this vacation. And we can spend money. We can also go into debt if we wanted to and just pay it off a little bit over time because it wouldn't be a lot of debt. You could always justify it. So at first there's a friend of ours that has a condo in the place that we're going to where they rent it for $100 a night and it's available. Then we were thinking about going and doing a hotel, which is available, closer to the center of where we're going to be going. That way we're there, we can partake, we can have a cart delivered for my mother-in-law, and we can walk. It's easier to get there. And then staying at a resort, because we've not stayed at a resort, and it'd be kind of fun to stay at a resort and sit there drinking expensive drinks and rewarding ourselves for, I don't know why resorts exist in essence, unless you're a multi-billionaire and can afford to go to a resort. But the resort was $500 a night per room. And so at first we were thinking about staying 3 nights at the condo, 4 nights at the mid-price hotel, and then 4 nights at the resort, because we've never stayed at a resort. Normally we cruise, but we haven't been able to cruise. Cruising is kind of like staying at a resort in a lot of different ways. Okay, so we were thinking about doing that. But then if you add that all up, this is $3,100 worth of hotel, $2,600 airfare, $600 for the rental car, $350 for parking at the airport. Food is about $200 a day for the 3 of us. By 11 days is about $2,200 plus fun, entry fees and all of that other stuff, the things that we would be otherwise going and doing. It should be about $9,850 of vacation costs for 11 days. That's just crazy. It's $100 a day. That's why cruising is so much less expensive. The average cost of a cruise is like $35, $40 a day. So then we said, okay, well, that's not being reasonable. We're not going to spend that kind of money, even though we could. I made that. We could do it. not a problem. But in my family, we don't do that way. So then we thought, okay, let's go to the condo for 5 days, $100, and the hotel for 6 days, right in the middle of everything, and $200. That's cutting our hotel costs tremendously. And our food costs go down because the longer we stay at the hotel, the more chances we're going to have maybe one meal in at night. And all of our breakfasts and all of our lunches are going to be in, and that's easier. A box of Pop-Tarts is pretty cheap when you're on the road. It's what I would otherwise want for breakfast. I get hungry pretty fast. Maybe a box of Pop-Tarts and a bowl of Cheerios with some chocolate chip cookies in there would be good. That would suffice. Pretty cheap. So anyway, the total and then the fun, so $81.20 cost of a trip. It's better. $81.20 is a little bit easier to be able to say, yeah, we could do that. We save X number of dollars every single month into our travel fund anyway. But it still seems like it's a heck of a lot of money for 11 days. So let's look at it a little differently. What if we stayed in the condo? Here we were 5 and 6. What if we stayed in the condo 6 days? And what would that cost? So it would be $1,600 for hotel and accommodation, a little bit less for food. Total cost of the trip, $7,800. So what did we decide to do so far? We've decided that this is just completely crazy. It's not us. We're not going to do that. We got rid of that. We're not going into debt. We're not going to spend more money than what we need to spend for a vacation and enjoy our vacation. We decided this isn't that bad of a program. It's still not what we're going to do. This is what we decided on so far. We decided 6 and 5, but this might be, by the time we're done with it, this might be 8 and 3 to lower this total cost too. Then we'd be down to $7,300. We'd save $500. Basically, in essence, we'd be paying for our parking at the airport. The fear that we have is that we've never stayed at this condo. We don't know how comfortable the beds are. We don't know any of that. But then I thought, well, wait a second. It's cheaper for me, if the beds are not comfortable, it's cheaper for me to go over to Costco and buy a foam mattress to make the bed comfortable. Let's try this. We've never been there. Maybe it's a great place to stay, and maybe it's a new place that we can always go back to because it's in a wonderful location. We don't know. So we're going to do that. We're going to do it that way. We're going to go 6 and 5 to be able to lower the cost of the trip down to a more palatable $7,800, somewhere in there. And that's how we end up deciding on spending money. Yes, we could spend the whole $10,000. We could. Seems crazy. But we could. We could even take debt for $10,000 and go on the vacation, which a lot of people do. But we're not those people. So this is what we're doing. We're still taking the same 11-day vacation. It's just costing us less. And we might stay at the condo. We might actually decide to stay at the condo the whole time. We haven't talked to my mother-in-law as of yet. She's a little apprehensive about staying in the condo. Just because she kind of likes to have her own space, and I kind of like to have my own space. You know, traveling with your mother-in-law is okay. It's just sometimes that space closes in. And if we're trapped in a condo together, it might not necessarily be the right thing. Having some time away from each other with our own rooms might be a good thing. And that's what both her and I are keeping in the back of our mind probably as well too, when we go and make these decisions. But just wanted to share with you a little bit of process about how we look at travel, how we look at spending. We're constantly looking at, do we need to do this? And is it important to us? And how are there other ways to be able to make this work? So just wanted to shoot this video to give you an idea about spending and give you some ideas around how we do it here. Trying to stay debt-free, because it's very easy to go into debt. It's very tempting to spend $12,000, $13,000 on a vacation. and we are still going on the same vacation for considerably less. Hope that helps, and thanks for watching.